All right, so this next video is about interval notation. So interval notation is another way to show inequalities. And so there's several things to note. Using interval notation, we're either going to use parentheses or brackets. Parentheses are for less than, greater than. This is the not included boundaries or bounds. Brackets, well, and I'll talk about that when we get to infinity. Brackets are our less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. This is our included bounds. So that's when the number is part of the answer. Included bounds. And so, again, parentheses, it's kind of like that open. Parentheses are more open, whereas a bracket kind of closes in around your numbers, so it's closed. So if we think about that open versus closed again, that's one way to think of it. And then there's infinity. So infinity, we can have either a negative infinity or a positive infinity. This is always with the parentheses, always has parentheses near it, depending on which one you are using, because infinity cannot be included. It is always excluded or not included, however you want to think of it. But that's because infinity just represents the fact that numbers go on forever and ever and ever and ever, and isn't an actual number that we can count to. So that's just one way to think of it. So interval notation can look something like this, like negative infinity. Ooh, that was a poor infinity. Negative infinity, and we'll go to 5. And I'm going to go ahead and include the 5. So you can have a parentheses with a bracket. The parentheses just means that bound is open, not closed, whereas the bracket means that the boundary is closed. Now on this one, infinity represents the fact that we have all real numbers less than 5. That's what this represents, that x is less than or equal to, because it has the bracket, 5. And so if I were to put 5 in the middle here, I would put a closed circle because it is included, it has that bracket, and then I would just draw my arrow going to the left because those are the numbers that are less than 5. But also, because that's the direction negative infinity is in, is to the left. This next example, graph -4, 6, and then write it as an inequality. So because there's two numbers and not a infinity symbol, this is going to go, I'm going to start at -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I was trying to write the 2 and the dash at the same time. 6. I barely got 6 in there, but we got it. All right, so the -4 has a bracket, so that one's included, so it's a closed circle, whereas the 6 has the parentheses, so that's an open circle. And then low is at -4 and our high is at 6, so this is an and so we would draw it in between. An or would have your infinities going, either way, and then you would have two of these. So if we had an or statement, it would be something like negative infinity to 3, or 10, we'll include that one, to infinity. No, go away. And then that one has to have a parentheses. So that's what an or statement would look like. It's still going to be two separate ones with an or in between them. Just so you had an idea. It did say write the as an inequality. So here I would put -4. I would put 6. I would put, oh, what do you want? We'll use A today. A in between. We'd have less than or equal to because 4 was close. So we're going to put an equal to there. And then less than. And then that is our inequality. And that is it for this video. Until next time, 8th graders. Peace.